Hello, everyone. Today we're going to look at a Faber Castell uh, product. I think I first started using Faber Castell. Around here, I think we say Faber Castell. I started using their colored pencils years ago, and probably also their pencils. Then the next product I used would be their Faber Castell Loom, and I really like this pen. But this is a little gift box that I saw on sale at the bookmark in Charlottetown here, and I picked it up. Um, I got a really good price on it. So it comes in this really nice little tin, which I'm going to keep for myself. And inside, when you open it up, there is a pen and a pen. At first, I thought this was actually um, when I first saw it, I thought this was a pencil, but actually what it is a ballpoint. And, you know, I will set that aside somewhere and we'll use it, but I'm not going to review it. So what I really wanted was the Faber Castell grip. And it comes with this really nice black one. So what did we get? We get a Faber Castell grip, and we get a pen and a really nice little box. And I like boxes like this. I always find uses for them, and I will keep that. I might give this to my son. He misplaced one of his pens, and he likes using fountain pens. And so I'll give this to Sam. He'll like this. But actually, you know what? I've talked to a few people that have had the grip, and they quite like it. And Faber Castell makes good products. I really like the loom. It has a wonderful nib, a little steel nib on it, springy as all get out, as we say around here, and a delight to use. Lots of line variation. It's not by any means a flex nib, but there's a nice bounce to it. And in some ways, you can see similarities in design. The caps are somewhat similar. The shape is similar. Shape of the body is similar. The grip actually is longer than the loom. And let's take a look at their nibs. See if they're in comparable size. I don't know if it's the same nib. No, I would say that's not necessary. Well, gosh, that's hard to say. There's a breather hole in the grip, and there isn't one on the loom. There is that little sort of dot etching on the grip too, I see. Both of these pens are mediums. And if you look at the grip, there's definitely a lot more tipping visible on the top of the pen rather than when I look at the loom. The ball of the iridium tipping is not as noticeable. And even underside, yeah, they're comparable on the underside. So I would say that this is a cheaper made nib, and the feeds are quite different. Different shaped breather holes, both plastic feeds. When I set the nibs beside each other, line them up, the nib on the loom is quite a bit longer, as you can see. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's postable, and it's actually quite large when you post it. It has sort of a anodized black finish to it, matching the body. It's a plastic pen. It has these little nubs, little dots, and they aren't. At first, when I looked at it, I thought these would be almost rubber-like, but it's actually plastic. They just sort of give a texture to the barrel. And I can see why that would be called the grip. It allows more grip, even though the section itself feels more rubbery than the body, the plastic up here. I guess that's just an aesthetic quality. The 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 grip section right down here, when I feel it, does actually feel like it has a rubber coating. I could be wrong, but to my senses, it feels kind of, it's not squishy, but there is sort of a friction there that reminds me of rubber. And it's almost, when I look at this, it actually reminds me a bit of the grip section on a Lamy Safari. It's not as pronounced, but there's definitely a triangular indentation there. Like there's just where you put your fingers. And it's like narrower on the top and wider on the bottom of the section. So yes, there is a triangular shape to that. So that is very much like the Lamy Safari, only it's not as visible to the naked eye, but you can feel it, right? And I wonder if that's why they call it grip. But it does feel good. It does feel good. It feels nice in the hand. It's a nice length, actually. Usually I post my pens, but this almost is ridiculously long when it's posted. So it's probably one of those pens that you don't need to post, even though I almost always prefer pens that you can post. As I said, it is actually quite a bit longer than the Loom. Actually, quite a bit longer. The Loom actually posts a little deeper, and the grip, even when, is an awful lot longer when it's posted. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Anyway, so let's do a little writing sample. One thing I noticed about this, when I opened up the tin, I opened it up earlier to take a look at it, I didn't have an ink cartridge. Okay, it wasn't expensive, but I rooted around in my my ink cartridges and I found one that fit. I'm assuming that this takes like a standard international cartridge. The Loom has a Faber Castell converter in it, and I don't think it's proprietary. So, but I could be wrong. But I did find a cartridge that fit, and I'll try a converter too. I'll get this set up for Sam. So what do we have here? I wonder, can you hear that? There is definitely uh, I'm not going to. There is a sound as you. I'm not. It's not. It sounds like it's scratching the paper, but it's not. You do hear the nib on the paper. ASMR. Yeah, that's definitely what we got going on here. So the quick brown fox. Over the lazy dog. Now, you know what? For what is a $20, $25 pen, you get a lot of line bounce, like a lot of line variation in the writing experience. I'm not saying that this is a flex nib, but I am saying that it's pretty true to my experience with the Faber Castell Loom, where there's a bounce to the nib. And I haven't used a lot of their fountain pens other than the Loom. This is my second Faber Castell. They have several different models, of course, and that's actually really nice. It's not the smoothest nib that I've ever used. Not the smoothest steel nib I've ever used. But it's not scratchy. All right? It's not scratchy in any way, but it's not so glassy smooth that it's silent and just flows across the paper. There's not a resistance that's occurring, but there's feedback, a little bit of feedback coming from this nib, and I actually quite like that. I don't like a scratchy nib. Nobody likes a scratchy nib, but and sometimes a nib can be so smooth that it's actually not nice to write with either. Um, you almost have to find the right paper for it. Um, like um, like for instance, my Lamy 2000 offers a smooth writing experience with a really nice feedback to it. So it's a very pleasurable sensation writing with it. This isn't as smooth as the Lamy 2000, but there is a nice feedback to it. And I don't know, I'm just rambling on, but I'm just trying to explain how I feel about this. It's quite pleasant. It's quite pleasant. And it's not sold as a flex nib. I'm not saying it's a flex nib, but there is a surprising amount of line variation in this nib, and there's a lot of bounce. So if you look at the downstroke, you can get this thicker line, and then you go across stroke, you can get a thin line. And this would actually be a really nice drawing tool, you know? I can see myself actually enjoying drawing with this pen an awful lot. My son loves to draw, so I'm going to give this to him, and he will draw, right, with it. And one of the great things about using fountain pens, when you can find one that you like to draw with, they can offer such great lines. And this thing is a delight. For a cheap pen, well, not a cheap pen, it's $25, let's say. So for a relatively inexpensive pen, it's probably an entry level pen. Not the most inexpensive pen out there, not the most expensive pen out there, but you're getting a really nice line. And I can see myself actually using this. I'm going to give this to Sam, but I probably now that I'm drawing with it, I might just keep it for myself. No, I'm going to give it to him. He's going to love it. And I'll set it up with a converter for him, and I'll put some nice, maybe platinum carbon black in it, and he will really enjoy drawing with this. And I have to say, this actually, I think I got this thinking it would be a good writing experience, and it is. But I can also see this being a really nice drawing tool, something that you could do some really nice pen and ink sketches and get a lot of line variation and sort of build up, some nice cross hatchings, and it just sort of gives you a really nice. I'm just doodling here, don't worry, but I can see it giving you a lot of really interesting drawings, and I think he's going to get a lot of fun out of it. Seems really well made. It's plastic and rubber and just some metal, but it's well made. It's a pop cap, a slip cap. It goes on there very nice and tight. It has a steel clip, and there's a nice spring to that clip. The positioning is a little bit different on the loom. The loom is a little bit broader, but there are design elements that carry through in their design philosophy, obviously. Yeah, the grip fountain pen, all black, and this is a medium, and I will definitely be trying to get myself another one of these. And anyway, I hope you liked the video. I'm just sort of puttering along here. And let me know what else have you tried both of these pens? Have you tried the Loom, and have you tried the Grip? Which is your favorite? Have you tried any of the other Faber Castell fountain pens? I'd like to know that too. I haven't. I know that they have a couple. They probably have several more models, and let me know what you think of those. Is there any of those that I should keep my eye out for? And so on. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new around here, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.